On the morning of Halloween in 2008, a resident of James St. in Hagerstown's West End, Maryland, was about to drive to work when he discovered a lifeless male body surrounded by a pool of blood. The victim was identified as 47-year-old Billy Lee Black, who lived nearby. He had been stabbed multiple times and was clearly dead. An arrest was made in November. 19-year-old Alex Scott Eager of Berner Avenue was charged with first-degree murder and felony murder. Eager was a friend of Billy's 15-year-old daughter, Danielle Black. She had told Eager that her father was abusing her. Eager, who often carried a knife and was seen as a protector in their community, was deeply affected by Danielle's story, as he had a history of abuse himself. Around 5:30 a.m. on Halloween, as Billy was leaving for work, Eager confronted him, accusing him of sexually abusing Danielle. Billy denied the accusations, but Eager responded by stabbing him multiple times in the head and neck, nearly severing his spinal cord. Eager then moved Billy's body near his truck and took his wallet to make it look like a robbery gone wrong before fleeing the scene. In December, Danielle was arrested and charged as a juvenile with solicitation of first-degree murder. She had previously asked another juvenile, Matthew Gray, to kill her father, but he refused. Danielle then said she would get Eager to do it instead. Her charge was later upgraded to an adult charge, carrying a maximum penalty of life in prison. Danielle's stepmother found journal entries in her room, one of which threatened her father's life if he continued to abuse her. Danielle had been suffering from depression and had attempted suicide in February 2008.
Following her arrest, she was diagnosed with adjustment disorder and received therapy. Her request to have her case moved to juvenile court was denied, and she was charged as an adult.
Her defense attorney argued that Danielle was a troubled young girl influenced by her peers.
Eager's defense team requested a psychiatric evaluation, citing symptoms of psychosis and depression. Danielle stood trial for solicitation of her father's murder in July 2009. Several friends testified that Danielle had told them about her father's abuse and her desire to have him killed.
Matthew Gray testified that Danielle had asked him to kill her father a month before the murder. Billy's wife, Andrea Black, testified that Billy had not been abusing Danielle and that he was trying to keep her away from bad influences. The jury found Danielle guilty of solicitation of murder, and she was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Andrea stated that Danielle's claims of abuse were false and that Billy only wanted to protect her.
In January 2010, Eager took a plea deal, admitting to the murder but not to premeditation. He was sentenced to life in prison. In 2011, the Maryland Court of Special Appeals overturned Danielle's conviction, citing errors in the trial. Danielle pleaded guilty to solicitation of murder and was sentenced to life with all but 6 years suspended. She was given credit for time served and placed on probation. She has since been paroled.